The Richest Man in Babylon, written by George S. Clason, gives timeless advice on how anyone, regardless of age or income, can build wealth that will last for generations. Throughout the novel, the reader follows the stories of several wealthy men who grew their fortunes from next to nothing. Those that follow these rules set a solid foundation for financial freedom. While these rules are easy to learn, they are very difficult to master and require lots of discipline to uncover their compounding effects. Perhaps the most important lesson in the book that is constantly brought up is to pay yourself first. Now you might question, isn't everything I earn mine to keep? Well, the short answer is no. When you receive your paycheck, you pay the landlord, the banker, utilities, grocery store, insurance companies, and so on until you're left with almost nothing. Set aside at least 10% of your paycheck, and it will help you build the foundation to where you can begin to make investments that will make your money work for you, and you'll barely notice that it's gone. What each of us calls a necessary expense will always grow to fit our income if we do not control our habits. If a person makes $100,000 a year and spends $100,000 a year, is the person really more wealthy than someone who makes $50,000 a year and sets aside $10,000 a year? Create a budget and stick to it. This will increase your savings and allow you to increase the rate in which you can build wealth. Smart investments compound over time to yield remarkable results. Starting small and letting time develop your principal will put your money to work for you. A secure investment in which the principal is protected is a much better investment than a gamble. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Pretty often now we hear and see social media posts of people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of small investments, whether it be in crypto or these wildcard stocks. What they don't tell you is that for every person that made a lot of money, there were hundreds, if not thousands, that lost money on these unwise investments. Stable investments such as blue chip stocks, index funds will help protect you from losing money you work so hard to keep. These investments, while slow and steady, will get you rich over the long term. Owning your home brings peace of mind, and it can be an asset if used correctly. There are several means of turning your home into an asset which generate income, whether it be through capital appreciation or renting out a room. There are options out there that can bring in money. The average American in their late 60s only has around $200,000 saved for retirement. Too many times people think that they'll be able to continue to work their entire lives bringing income. This is not the case. If you want to be able to comfortably retire, you need to consistently set aside money and make smart investments to be able to live off of when you're much older. Whether you start a side hustle, invest in rental properties, or rent out your car, there are ways to increase your income. The more you know, the more you earn. With access to the internet, you can learn many valuable skills that will bring you wealth. Earnings multiply when put to work, but be cautious to only invest on the advice of people who understand the investment. The Richest Man in Babylon explains the mistake that catches many when starting to invest, where an eager investor was promised great returns by a brickmaker off the set to buy jewels. Quickly, the investor gave the money to the brickmaker only to lose it all when the brickmaker was sold glass that looked like gems. The lesson here being to only trust your money with those who have experience. You wouldn't trust a person who's been an accountant their whole life to start a restaurant, but you might feel better about lending money to a successful restaurant manager with 20 years of experience to start a new restaurant. If you do decide to loan, think like a bank. When deciding who to lend money to, they want to see that the person can put up a collateral if the deal falls through and has the capacity to consistently earn. If all of these criteria are met, then you have potentially found a good investment. Finally, the book explains the importance of protecting yourself from unforeseen circumstances. Nobody will ever be able to predict when a fire, flood, or tornado will take their home, or when their vehicle will break down. Protect yourself with insurance and emergency funds will ensure that you have peace of mind to focus on growing the wealth that you wish to create.